Okay, you know what? You want to see a magic?
Right,
You want to see a magic right now? So Fred's gonna put out his left arm,
and then
I'm
gonna go like this and
a trophy. It's gonna come in. Okay.
Where's the trophy?
Where is it? Oh my goodness, dude! That's a huge one. Why'd you grab that?
Oh shoot!
Let's go. What is that?
Magic.
What?
I don't even know. We got so many.
We got too many. Way too many. Come on, go blue! Come on now.
Yeah.
We're the team. We're that team.
All right. Intro time.
Let's go. For all of you ambitious athletes out there, we gather books, podcasts, and articles to improve, to level up in our sports. Welcome to Incremental Edge.
Hey yo, water boy. This shit wet. We run it up for sure. That bitch going on no episode. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll. I did everything for it, so now we pull up with foreign dough.
Incremental Edge.
Welcome to the podcast.
Let's go. Today, what were we talking about?
Consistency.
Dude, such a key component.
Bro.
To the journey, man.
Yeah.
That's literally the journey. Think about consistency.
If you think you're consistent, you're probably not as consistent as we're going to teach you in this podcast.
Let's go.
Hopefully, a whole other level.
That's all we want to do, right? Like share our stories and hopefully provide some entertainment and value, right?
Yeah. Whole other level of consistency.
So the entertainment part is Fred. That's it. Like his face.
Oh wow.
All right, go ahead.
My face so sexy. That's why it's entertaining.
Go ahead. Come on.
Yeah. All right. We're starting with Michael Phelps. 28 medals and 23 gold medals. Like I can't emphasize how crazy that is. Like I'm training for the Olympics. I want a gold medal, but one compared to 23.
You can literally do squats on it. Like you put all the medals on, like you just do squats.
Literally.
It's
But how did he get to this level? He had to do 23. That's crazy. But so he said he went to a period of for 5 to 6 years he never missed a day of practice. 365 days a year, on Christmas, on his birthday, on every holiday, never missed a day of practice. For 5 to 6 years. That's consistency, that long. Think about that. Wow. Probably, is that a third of his life? No, what am I saying? A quarter of his life by his first Olympics.
No, probably a third back. Probably around a little bit more than a third when he popped off, when he said that.
Yeah, he might have started at 15, but he was in the Olympics at 18, yeah. But that's the level of consistency. 5 to 6 years.
I feel like that's when he actually hits the real edge, the real curve.
Yeah.
That exponential.
Exactly.
Going, right?
It's not, yeah.
He was winning gold medals, 18 years?
Starting at 18.
18 or 16 or something.
Yeah.
Very young, yeah. That's just crazy.
We gotta look at the sheet. That's much.
So the question is how to get there. And one of the ideas that I have is find accountability, right? So here's my story. About a month ago, I was very consistent, just every single day, just doing what I was supposed to do and really getting momentum.
You're talking about before you got injured or after?
No, after. Okay. A month ago. This is after I got injured, right? So my mind was onto something a little bigger, a little more productive, right? And I was inspired to do so. But all of a sudden, I started checking my social media more. I started scrolling more. I started watching videos more. And the more I did that, the more I asked myself, why am I doing this? This is not me. Why am I doing this, right? And the more I asked that, the more I was glued to the phone, right? And with a blink of an eye, hours have passed, right? And then I was going to sleep later because of this. And then waking up, I was hitting 9 to 10 hours of sleep without feeling rested. And the next morning, I felt the same way. I want to go to the phone. I want to watch the video. And I did, instead of meditating, as I usually do in the morning, right? So, and the following day goes through the same way, even worse than the previous one. And by the third day, I was doing the same thing. And that's when I call the rut, right? You're deep into the rut. You can't get anything done. You can't focus at all. And then that was a Sunday. This guy Fred, he just texted me out of nowhere. Hey, what time you want to shoot videos today? I was like, I didn't even know we had to shoot videos. Despite I'm feeling this way in this condition. I'm I don't even know. I don't know if I want to do this. But I waited for 30 minutes before responding to him, right? And I was like, screw it, fuck it, let's do it. I texted him, okay, I'll be there. We set up a time, and then the moment that I walked in the gym, within probably 10 minutes, into the work, started talking to him, I felt the energy back. I felt like I was already back on track just because of one simple text, right? And that's the power of accountability, right? That's just one guy. Yeah. Imagine you have 5, 6 of the high-performing guys or girls, whatever, surrounded you. Like, imagine how easy that would be to not get sidetracked. You know what I'm saying?
You're welcome for carrying
You're
you
my dog,
and putting you back on track, Yeah. But let's go back to like the fact that you were consistent, like strongly consistent for 2-3 weeks, almost a month, and then you fell into it, and then you fell deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Yeah. I think that's the big lesson of consistency. Like when you think about consistency, everybody has those periods where like, oh, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna do this very precise, hard thing every single day, but then 2 weeks in, they fail, right? They just give in for a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. But once you give in for a little bit, you're like, oh, I already failed. I give up, and you go deeper into it and deeper into it, and that's the problem with consistency. When people don't do it right, when you fail hard. Yeah. Like
perfectionist.
It's like the perfectionist, yeah. Like I had that same problem with eating. It's only been like a month, maybe not even 2 months of me like finally feeling like I mastered my food, my diet. But what happened was I would go 2 weeks perfect. I would say like I'm cutting out sugar. I'm not having juice. I'm not having desserts. I'm not having candy. I cut it all out, right? And I go 2 perfect weeks. I feel great. I feel like, wow, if I do this forever, I'm going to be on this other level, right? But then 2 weeks later, I have one dessert, and I'm like, wow, I failed. After that, I'm like, you know what? I already failed with dessert. Let me have some juice. I haven't had juice in so long. You know, I failed with juice. Let me have this snack because I haven't had this so long. And for like 3 hours, I'll just go at it eating a bunch of junk food and just like feel my stomach like popping out, like it's tough. And I'm just going at it. And I'm not even hungry at this point, but I'm just going because I'm like, oh, for the next 2 weeks, I'm
You're really
so
obese,
strict.
aren't you?
At heart, I'm a fat person. I'm obese, all right?
Don't say that. You're not anymore. You were before.
I was.
Before the change.
Yeah. I was never on the outside because I burned it off, but on the inside I was, right?
Yeah.
But that's because I tried to be so strict that then I fall right into like the rut, like you said, right? And I think the key is to be consistent. You you can't be aiming for 100% every day. You got to be at like 60, right? You're the one who helped me with my diet by saying like you can't be thinking
accountability, baby.
Accountability, yeah. It wasn't until you told me that I can't just be thinking 1 month in the future, 2-3 months in the future. I got to be thinking a year, not even a year, 3 years, or my whole life. And that's when I realized, like, you're right.
It's a lifestyle thing, right?
It's a lifestyle. Like, I'm not going to go my whole life for 3 years without eating any sugar, or eating a snack here. So I can't do that perfectly for 2 weeks. I'm going to fold. Mm-hmm. So once I started thinking with that mindset, I was like, I can have a snack here, or I could have sugar here, and I wouldn't collapse. I'd be like, that's fine. I'm still doing perfect. And now it's been a month and I feel amazing, and I'm not, like perfectly on it. I'm like 70%.
You're not obsessed over it all the time. Yeah.
So that's the key.
I guess the lesson to look at is to see far. Yeah. Very far. And find what mentality is the best for it, and then adapt it day after day after day. And then after that, it all starts within, and then it'll smoothen out.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. All right. Next, the idea that we had was, what we call funding vices. The vices are like those bad habits we're talking about. So examples, iPhone scrolling, right? Just junk entertainment. Yeah. Really bad, unhealthy foods, and like staying up late, not going to bed. Those are vices.
And there's a million more vices.
Yeah. And you gotta find them and use an analogy. Mm-hmm. Like I would say somebody like tied you around with a rope and pulling you in the back. Like every single one that you have depends on like how attached are you.
Yeah, how
you are
to it.
To the device.
That's how strong
how strong it is, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea is that you're gonna move forward, but it's gonna be much slower and harder. Like you gotta put more in effort. And let's say you get burned out. You're so tired. You lay on the ground. You're gonna move backwards because they're pulling you, right? Yeah. It's like the momentum is against you. So it's really an unstable place to be in, right? Yeah, it's like you can't mess up. If you mess up, you're going backwards. So like find those vices, find the things that are tightening you down, and deal with them, right? Mm. So
100%, yeah. And I think we gotta like look deeper at the attachment part because that's a key part.
That's a huge part.
The more you're like, I was really attached to food, right? Yeah. And the more I thought about, because I wasn't like super hungry all the time. It's like I was thinking food directly impacts my performance. So the more I thought about food all the time, how many calories I need to eat, what type of food, exactly, what time I need to eat. I was obsessed with it.
Calorie tracking.
I know, right? You got to get out of the habit. But I was in that. We've all been
It's literally, it's natural. Like, why would you turn something that's so beautiful, so natural into numbers?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's because we're obsessed with that. Like,
we're obsessed with it.
Yeah. And so I was so connected to it. If I didn't eat right, I'd feel a pound heavier. If I felt a pound heavier, I could feel it in the gym. And I was just so connected. That's why it was such a strong vice. But then when I changed my mindset to thinking so far in the future, I was kind of less connected to it because I was allowed to have this little thing here, because I'm thinking long term.
Exactly.
And the less I was connected to it, the less I felt the effect of it in the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to detach.
Yeah. And I guess it also ties to a lesson of being okay to be inconsistent, where in a long period of time, you're going to be, you're not going to be perfect all the time, right? And if you're focusing so much attention on the things you don't want to do, like if you're focusing on getting rid of them, you're still focusing on it. This is the idea. Like it's still in the back of the head. Yeah. So I think that the very healthy, frame of mind is to find the things you want to do, the goal you want to achieve, and put I think it's impossible to put 100%, but 98% of the time of attention on those things. And those like small things, just like take attention away from them, even when you do them. Let's say, oh, I ate a little too much. Okay, done. Move on. Yeah. Onto the goal next.
Yeah, and you're able
to
if you're like, not sink into it and get
like the idea where the attention goes, the energy flows, right? If you're focusing so much on them, you're giving power to them. Yeah, those things. So that's really an important idea to think about. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
All right, you want to move on to the last lesson you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't even know what the lesson.
So the 6 months, dude. That's the most important one. Come on.
This lesson is like crazy because I learned this like a year ago. And then I lost it, and then this year I found it again, and I'm like, it's verified this year that this is true. The 6 months rule.
6 months.
Everybody thinks, 6 months. Like everybody thinks 2 weeks from now of consistency, you feel a big impact, or a month of consistency, or 2 months or 3 months, feel some big impact, right? That's nothing compared to after 6 months. Like when I've done it last year where I went 6 months without ever missing a day of practice, ever getting any major injury, anything slowing me down, right? Then that's when I felt like a big increase. And that's when I started like literally rising to the top and becoming one of the top athletes,
like
right?
Olympic level
exactly.
athlete. Yeah.
And then I got injured for like 6 weeks. I broke my hand and it just got me kind of inconsistent. It's not like I stopped going to practice or anything, but like your training style changed a little bit because I have to avoid the hand and I'm just out of it, right? And I have to pick back up again. And now it's been 6 months again where I feel like I'm like here. Because I've been 6 months consistent, and I'm just flying past.
It's the curve. Barrier. He's hitting it. It's like 6 months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Foundation.
6 months, 7, 8, 9.
Moving up.
Imagine that, bro.
Exactly. And Michael Phelps is talking about 5 to 6 years. Like no wonder he won 23 gold medals. He did 5 to 6 years of consistency.
Imagine that, 5, 6 years.
Exactly.
So like right here, I would call it the transformation phase, right?
Yeah.
Imagine he was like transforming every week.
Exactly. For like 5 years.
That's crazy.
Like I'm gonna come back in 2 years. And I'm gonna tell you how much like different I feel.
You are gonna keep that because
that's
accountability, right?
I know if I keep this consistency all the way to the Olympics, which is a year from now, like my exponential is gonna be crazy. Like
I feel like just by thinking about it, you get the confidence, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like you know what's coming.
Exactly.
You're at the 6 months, if not a little bit more than that, and you're feeling that effect already. And imagine a year from that.
I know, crazy difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's very relatable to me. I guess 50% relatable because the most time I've hit consistently the gym is about 3 months. I've only missed like 2 days of gym out of all the 3 months, and it was 2018, the summer of 2018. It's so memorable because that's a big change in my career, like as a gymnast, as a person, like how much I've changed just in such a short period of time.
You grew a lot.
And then and then school starts, all the things started pouring in, distractions started, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to keep my focus narrow, and it kind of just went down that way. And then like I was struggling a little bit there, here and there, and the momentum stopped. So not stopped, but like decreased dramatically.
But you felt a big difference in 3 months. Yeah. But imagine 6.
Exactly. Dude, I missed out.
Yeah. But it's not too late. You get back into it now, then. It's just about keeping it. Like if you can start now and 2 years from now, if you're still consistent, like you're gonna hit new levels. Crazy new levels.
Yeah. So 6 months.
6 months.
That's the period, right?
That needs.
You guys should put that in the head. Hit the 6 months mark first and see. Like you can't lie. You gotta stay true to yourself.
You
right?
can't lie to yourself.
If you're not hitting that, you're not hitting that. So like really feel the concentration through this process, 6 months, right? And plan out ahead, very far ahead, and stay like steady. That's the point.
And I'm talking every day, and that kind of brings the final lesson, quick lesson. Like, if you can work out every day, you can train 7 days a week, always, but you have to be smart about it. You can't do the same thing every day at the same intensity for 7 days a week. Yeah, you will burn out, but if you're working arms one day, you work legs the next day, and you work recovery the next, you can go always. You can do minimum 2 to 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, minimum.
For different stuff, yeah.
For consistently 6 months. Like, I think they preach a lot, like, you need your recovery. You need your recovery doesn't mean laying down and skipping practice and staying home.
That's just laziness.
It just means move on to a different body part, move on to a different area to improve. But every single day, you can get better.
Yeah, yo, you guys, if you guys do this, let us know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like in the future we'll start like hashtag or something, like a movement
for like 6 months.
All of us do it together. Imagine like if we have one person for accountability. Imagine what 10. I don't know, like a lot of people all bring it together as athletes to level up.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. That's
huge.
Very, very powerful, right?
Exactly. 6 months.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's make it.
We'll keep you guys updated for sure.
Yeah, on our journey, but we want you keeping us updated on your journey. 6 months.
We would love to know. We'd love to.
It doesn't matter if it starts now or if you've had one good month. 6 months consistent.
Staying there. Yeah.
That's
never too late. Okay, never too late.
That's when you're gonna see it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, follow, subscribe, comment below.
Follow, subscribe,
any
comment,
ideas,
whatever it is. Yeah.
Just let us know. We'll try to put it together and share with you. Welcome to our journey. Peace out.
6 months and peace out.
Ah!
Yeah.
Come on.